Previously on Balls.
Balls Visual Radio and Mix 93.8 FM with Soft Cell, Tainted Love. Have you noticed trying to track down David Campese these days is like finding a needle in a haystack?
Well, he's such a busy man. He's all over the world. And
I thought he was back now, but now he tells me he's at the airport. So I don't know if he's flying in, flying out. And if David knows if he's flying in or flying out, we'll find out in a moment. It is the Flush Out with David Campese, proudly brought to you by Imperial Collection, home of signature brands, the importer and distributor of Bentley, Lamborghini and Lotus. Go to imperialcollection.co.za. It's all one word, imperialcollection.co.za. Or drop by the dealership corner of William Nicol and Bryanston Drive if you're in the market or just want to go and have a look. You will not believe what you will see on their floor. And go and check out the videos that Sasha and Ian and Daisy do. They pop in there every now and again and go and play with one of the signature brands. Very, very nice. Some cool videos. You can get a closer look at some of those through our website at balls.co.za. Imperial Collection, home of signature brands. Campo?
Yes, mate, how are you?
All right, are you coming or going?
No, I just arrived back into Durban, mate.
Oh, yeah,
Straight
Durban
from
Airport.
Dubai, which, yes, international, mate. Got to go through Joburg. It's fantastic.
All right, back at King Shaka International Airport, talking to us. A nice long trip for you, eh?
Yeah, it was a long trip. We were supposed to be away for an extra week, but kids got a bit sick, so here we are back in Triple Durban.
Oh, of course, the whole family was with you, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope they had a good time.
Fantastic.
All right. Did you a bit of time? Did you find Leo's in Firenze, by the way?
Yes, we did.
Did you go to
Good, mate.
Leo's?
Yes, we did. Fantastic.
Do you remember me?
No.
You know?
Who?
Yeah. Campo will never ever lie. He'll always give you a straight answer. Yeah. And how good is the food there, though, eh?
Oh, mate, wherever you go, Nick, the food's fantastic. Can't complain.
No, absolutely. Can't wait to
One
get
thing about the Italians, it's the cars, the fashion, and the food.
And the food, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get down to the rugger and this quadrangular tournament. We've been anticipating that you're going to get stuck in.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can imagine that,
yeah.
Yeah, so did you get a chance to see any of it?
Yeah, I watched a bit of the Italian game, but I mean, realistically, it's it should have been more by the box. I mean, you are looking at the second best team in the world versus, I don't know, the Italians probably 10-11, so they deserve to win by more. But again, the Italians, I think they've really got to start to stand up now. They've been around the international scene for a long time, Six Nations. They've got to stand up. They can't keep on getting flogged like this all the time. If they want to be competitors or contenders to really give the big boys a bit of a go, they've got to get out there and perform, not just 20 minutes.
Yeah. Is there a reason for some of these Northern Hemisphere countries to be concerned? I mean, I saw Ireland manage to scrape through with the USA sort of pounding at their goal line 15-12 over the weekend in their game.
Yeah, look, I think it's, again, it's the Northern Hemisphere always, they say about the Southern Hemisphere rugby, it's all no one tackles and it's all tries and that, but when they come out here, they struggle. And you can see the Italians did pretty well in the Six Nations this year, but again, they just know they're not really in that class yet. I know there's Samoa and Scotland as well, but it's great to see Scotland beat Samoa.
Samoa beat Scotland. First ever, I think.
It's going to be interesting next couple of weeks, obviously, because of the lines in Australia. Everyone else decided to throw the games around a bit. So I think it's just... And also, I think for the box, Hanika May, it's good to give a lot of the guys
Campo, your cell phone's breaking up. Wherever you've gone to, move away from there.
Yeah.
Campo? Hello? All right, Campo, back online again.
I am, thank God for that.
Yeah, well, at least you're sitting at home and we're on a good old Telkom line, so...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, much better. Welcome back home again, as we said yesterday, and I mean, subsequent to that, big chat today with John Smith. Don't know if you heard the news, but John Plumtree's contract not being renewed at the end of the year, and Brendan Fenter will be taking over, basically as director of coaching, but it's a straight swap for him and Plum.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it's Brendan was the coach at Saracens, if I was correct.
Yeah, do you think there's any coincidence there?
No, I don't know, mate. I'm a winger, remember? Conspiracy theories and all that sort of stuff. But look, it's. I just saying to my wife Lara, so it was in the paper today. Did John Smith meet with Nick Mallett in London?
No.
So it's like this big secret theory about coach. Well, that's what happens, unfortunately. If you're not performing, If someone comes in, there's going to put people in he knows will do the job.
Well, I mean, we
think
spoke
that,
we spoke to Nick and John, and it didn't seem like there'd been any kind of conversation about that whatsoever. And that's, that's basically the bottom line.
Well, that's just, everyone's got to think about something why Plumbers is going and all that. So, but if you're not performing, I mean, that's unfortunate. That's why who'd want to be a rugby coach?
Yeah. Well, the other thing is now his contract comes up at the end of the year. But I mean, surely it's going to be awkward for him to still carry on with his Currie Cup duties, knowing that this is the change happening.
No, look, I think Plumbers is a professional coach, and I think that he'll realise that the best way to go out is win the Currie Cup. I mean, if you win it out, people say, "Oh, have we done the right thing?"
Someone on Twitter.
I mean, Plumbers has been around. He's been around. He's been very successful. But I think sometimes you do need a change, or you got to look at the cattle you got as well. And I think that Ewan McKenzie. If you speak to Ewan McKenzie, who went from the Reds from last to first in 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things. If you've got the cattle, mate, anything's possible.
Someone on Twitter actually suggested Plum should select John Smith. This is Adrian saying Plum should select John for the last Super Rugby games. He'll be the first CEO ever to play for the Union.
There we go.
All right. Well, that's what's happening down in your part of the world. In Sharks country, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of chat and buzz about that. Or as the Aussies say, buzz. A lot of buzz about it. Where were we? Where did we leave off yesterday?
We were talking about, I think, Samoa versus Scotland, and I think first time that Samoa had beaten Scotland.
That's it. Yeah.
And just talking about about Italy standing up to be counted after so many years being around, and still the sort of same results that they're getting like 5 or 6 years ago. They've got to stand up now. I mean, even though that's what I mean. That's where rugby. It's in a professional era. There's money galore. Players are running around the world, but yet the teams are still miles apart.
Yeah.
When it comes to playing rugby, and it's just the game is very, very similar. It's just obviously the dedication, and again, it's actually getting the team right that you want to play.
I mean, look, it is. I mean, look, they are playing the Springboks as well, and as you're right. I suppose you would expect that, especially after I think what Nick Mallett brought to the Italians as well, that they need to kick on from there, even though he's not around. And they had a good Six Nations, but when it comes to mixing it with the big boys, and Scotland as well. I mean, Scotland, I think, should be really concerned about what's happening with their rugby.
Well, I think they've got 3 players in the Lions squad, but really that's 3 players. But I've just been there. I went to Wales for 3 weeks. Went to Scotland for a weekend to the Hoyk where Bill McLaren was born and where he lived. And I went to another club and I sort of asked. I said, "What support do you get from the union?" I said, "We get nothing." And there's your problem, And I just saw Graham Thompson here in Durban, and who I met years ago. And they're the same. What happens is, he's got a good club going. He's got players from other provinces here, but as soon as they get selected into a representative side, someone steals them. They've invested all that money, but there's no money in return. They don't say, "Okay, well, here's some money for all your hard work." You're a feeder system, and then the Blue Bulls they come along and steal him, and the Blue Bulls pay the money, but the club gets nothing. I mean, things have changed now. And I think that's an unfortunate thing about rugby. So wherever I go, the unions don't give money. Grassroots is the key to anything. And I keep on saying, wherever I go in the world, and I'm very fortunate to go to a lot of good places, rugby is the only unique sport you can go to in the club and everyone speaks the same language. They're all passionate. Guys have been there for years, do it for nothing, love it. And we're very unique, and we can't let that die, because if we lose that, we're going to lose everything.
Yeah. Just checking on Twitter, by the way, Fog Dog confirming Smitty said that Plum will finish Super Rugby season, then Fenter will take over start of Currie Cup. So that that is what's going to be happening. So obviously they'll be finishing his contract earlier then. Thank you for that, Fog Dog. Right.
Fog Dog.
Do you think... That's his Twitter handle, by the way, Camper, not his real name.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
No mother would be that cruel. Now then, I've got a feeling that Scotland are in big trouble against us this weekend.
Yeah, look, I think they're going to be in big trouble. I just think that, the Boks are one of the best teams. They're rated second in the IRB. They're one of the best teams in the world. They're playing at home. and Scotland haven't got the resources. It's a very simple scenario, and that's what's going to happen in international rugby. I mean, it's interesting that that it's great to have all these tools, but realistically, you want South Africa to have a bit of a couple of hard games leading into the Championship trophy, because that's where the big boys play.
Yeah.
It's just, you might as well put your B team or your development team out against these guys and play them. And see, right,
Well, basically we are, because so many guys are out at the moment or coming back from injury that it is giving Heineke a bit of an opportunity to have a look at who else he's got. I mean, at scrum half now, I think he's tried everybody.
You understand that, but you want to play against the big boys. That's when you know they're good enough. You can play a good game against Italy and win by 40. I think fantastic. But hold it, you've got to look at the opposition, how good they are as well as how you play. I mean, it's easy to play against an ordinary side, but when you get up against a good defence pattern, how are these players going to react? And that's what you want to see. I know it's only early, but and it's great that he's given these guys a chance, which again, 12 months ago when they played England in the third test, he should have done that. He should have picked all the young guys. No, we just experiment. We've won the series. We want to see who's coming through. He had his chance then, but obviously now he's given these young guys a chance, which, again, the better they play, but when it comes to the Championships trophy, he's going to pick his reliable guys who will do the job that he wants them to do, and which Robbie Deans will do against the Lions as well.
Yeah.
No changes,
Let's turn our attention to the Lions. They didn't win convincingly against the Reds. Their toughest game on the tour. I mean, are they impressing you? I'm looking at them going, I just wonder if Aussie are going to take a 3-0 whitewash. How many tests? It is 3, eh?
Yeah, look, I think it's interesting because they won last night 68-0 against New South Wales Country, which was so they won 60 the first game, lost 22-12, won against the Reds, and then obviously beat the New South Wales Country. It's not a great lead-in, to a test match 2 weeks away. But, if I were the Lions, if they don't win that first test, they're gone, because the Wallabies will not play a game together before that first test. So the Lions have got a couple of games leading into that, so the combinations would be better. But if Australia, if they win that game, I think the Lions are gone, because I can't see the Lions changing away from the Gatland policy of big guys smashing it up. And as I said, if you have a look at the British Lions side, I think there's 15 Welshmen. Australia's played Wales 8 times over the last, say, 2 years. Australia's won 8-0. So when you look in front and you're playing for Wallabies and you see the British Lions, Welsh, shall we beat these guys? Mentally it makes your job knowing that you can beat them.
I don't know, they just look like, once again, a British Lions team defensively that are very organised, and the Reds are a side that can exploit any defensive chinks as well, and they just didn't seem to have any answer to that when I watched. It just seemed like the British Lions, I think, are going to base this series on a very solid defence, and they look very organised.
Yeah, well, they are, because you think about it, you've got a rugby league defence coach, Sean Edwards, who played rugby league for many years, never played a game of rugby in his life. You've got Andy Farrell, whose son's playing. He's the attack coach. He's got no idea. He's a rugby league player as well. And then you've got a coach that's under a lot of pressure. They haven't won Australia since '89. You've got Robbie Deans about to lose his job. So do you think they're going to throw the ball around, though?
True.
Probably not.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
All right, well, now, come on now, give us a do you want to do it now, or do you want to wait a little while? But give us a prediction now on how that Lions-Aussie series is going to go.
It's very difficult, because obviously I want the Wallabies to win, but I know if the Wallabies lose, Dean's gone. So that's one good thing about it. Look, I just think it might be 1-1 going into the third test. I hope that's because I think we need... So the thing is, people understand Australia's very unique, and we've got 4 football codes. We need rugby to survive. We need to get the people going. We need entertainment.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, someone said to me, it's not about entertainment, it's about winning.
Yeah, that's exactly what
they win by a point, they win. Everyone's going to say, we beat you. That's all they're worried about. But I want, if the Reds can score 2 tries to 1, and they had, all the Wallabies are out, I mean, what can the Wallabies do?
All right, well, we'll say you reckon 2-1 to the Wallabies.
Yeah, I think they will, but again, I don't want Deans to stay, so it's a bit of a dilemma, isn't it?
Yeah, the mixed emotions for David Campese. All right, Campo, well, we managed to get it done over 2 days, but we'll chat to you again next Monday. Hopefully we'll be back in town for a while.
I'll just give you a bit of a scoop, Darren.
Yes.
Okay, there's a lunch tomorrow in Australia.
Yeah.
And it's a very special lunch, so I'll let you try and find out what it's about. I know what
That's
it's
not a
about.
scoop.
That's not a scoop, that's a teaser.
No, it is a teaser, but it's a very, very unique opportunity.
Jake White, new coach of the Wallabies.
No way, he's gone. No. We
Well,
don't want to...
Why would it be that if David's just talking to us about Dean's coaching and...
Yeah, listen to what David's saying, Johnny.
I'm listening, but you never know. There's all this
Speak in riddles,
Look
Mr.
what happened to
Campese.
John. Look what happened to John.
We don't want to be controlled on the football field. You can imagine if I was a player, I would never get a player test if Jake White was coach. We are Australians. We play a different style, the same as South Africa play a different style in the All Blacks.
Yeah, well, that's because Jake White based a lot of his stuff around defence, so obviously it wouldn't affect you.
We play World Cup winning style rugby.
2 tackles in 15 years, give me a break. My first one, I'll tell you quickly, this is my first tackle was in 1984, and the guy I tackled was a guy called Robbie Deans.
Oh, okay, there we go.
And what happened was, it was up in Brisbane, second test, Bledisloe Cup. I come in, tapped him right around the chest, penalised by Tom. Deans kicks the goal, wins the game, and we lose the game.
So that's why you don't like him.
So that's when after that I realised if I did tackle, give penalties away and lose, I wouldn't be around long. So I said, well, better not to tackle at all.
There we go, stuff the
And then my
tackling.
second tackle was in 1995 against Janalomu, so I'm quite happy to finish off on that note.
All right, Camp, we're going to leave it there. So we'll touch. When are you going to let us know about this lunch tomorrow?
No, it's on tomorrow. You just got to find out what it's all about.
All right, Aussie lunch tomorrow. Something big. It's a scoop. Johnny, find out what it's about.
I'll find out.
All right, Campo. Thanks a lot. We'll chat to you on Monday.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye, Kempo, guys. Bye.
You've got to conclude no idea.
No
into
idea.
The panel. Yeah, listen on Friday. Sorry we didn't have the panel today, by the way, but Nas still gone missing. So
MIA.
as soon as he's back, we will have it back.
What kind of scoop is that, though?
No, I don't know. Johnny, just find out.
We'll find out. We'll wake them up.
There's a lunch somewhere in Australia tomorrow.
We'll phone
Awesome.
them at 12 midnight there.
It's a scoop. Then maybe they don't have lunch in Australia.
Oh, get hold of who's the guy that we normally get in the bar?
Eddie Jones.
Yes.
The flush out normally on a Monday. We just got it today because we lost Campo yesterday. Proudly brought you by Imperial Collection, home of signature brands, the importer of Bentley, Lamborghini and Lotus and many more. Go and check it out, imperialcollection.co.za.
All the people on the left, Whap Bam Boogie.
This is Balls Visual Radio. Darren, Simon, Kate, and John. Weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central African Time. Balls.co.za.